Welcome to the Rich and Rob Show, everybody. Rich and I scout the internet for informative or ridiculous social things, including politics, but we present it usually in a convivial way. I'm Rob. And I'm Rich. Today we've got a follow-up to the analysis we did on Thomas Sowell's debate he did 40 years ago, in which he was debunking the all-too-popular myth of income inequality even back then. Too many people on the left are still pushing the same narrative that men and women are paid differently and unfairly. It seems people would rather believe something that isn't true if it makes them miserable. It's like they want to be miserable. I don't get it, Rich. All right, let's get into it.
Facts and fallacies potpourri. There are too many of these. Income inequality.
Yes.
Okay, listen to Paul Krugman, your favorite economist. Didn't I hear you say that?
Not unless I was absolutely on LSD or my mind has gone completely.
All right, Paul Krugman, writing in his New York Times blog, quote, "Since the late 1970s, the America I knew has unraveled." You might be willing to take that as. We're no longer a middle-class society in which the benefits of economic growth are widely shared. Between 1979 and 2005, the real income of the median household rose only 13%, but the income of the richest 0.1% of Americans rose 296%, close quote. The rich are not only getting richer, they're becoming dramatically richer, while everybody else is treading water.
I love it. Well, all I have to hear is the word household income, and I know we're not serious.
Why?
Because households differ over time in size. They differ from one group to another in size, and they differ from one income level to another in size. For example, in the bottom 20% of households, there are 39 million people. In the top 20% of households, there are 64 million people. Over time, the households have been declining in size. So if you had a household in which, at some point in the past, there were 3 working adults,
right,
and now the household has only 2 working adults, and the family is making the same money they always made, that is not stagnation. That is a 50% increase in per capita income, which may be why one of the adults goes off and establishes his own household. He can afford to. So household income are utter nonsense. If you're serious, you look at per capita income, because per capita means one person, and it always means one person. It doesn't mean one person in 1980, another, and 1.5 persons in 1930, and so it always means one person. So if you're looking for a legitimate comparison, that's what you do. If you're looking to score political points, you go to household income and family income, and voila, you have your political points.
All right. On per capita income, how's the country doing?
I haven't checked the latest figure, I'm sure. I know that in terms of real per capita income, the average income today will buy less than it could last year. I don't usually make predictions, but I suspect it will buy less next year.
All right. We'll come to the pessimism of Dr. Thomas Sowell soon enough. Income inequality in women, economic facts and fallacies. Given the numerous factors that impact the incomes and employment of women differently from the way they impact the incomes and employment of men, it can hardly be surprising that there have been substantial income differences between the sexes. Okay, not quite as outrageous as you often are. Here it comes. Nor can all these differences be assumed to be negative on net balance for women. Close quote. Tom, you look at the difference in income between men, higher, women, lower, and you suggest that on average, women may actually be better off. Or many women may be better off. You have to explain yourself.
Well, yeah, if you're making comparisons, again, you can't compare apples and oranges. When I was doing the research for that particular chapter, I remember being amazed that there was a large difference in income between young male physicians and young female physicians. Until I dug into the data and discovered that young male physicians work more than 500 hours a year more than young female physicians. If you work 500 extra hours, chances are you'll get paid more. And as you go through many of the other differences, you find all kinds of explanations of that sort.
All right.
This is what I've been saying for years, even back when I was at Cambridge, Rob. If you work more in a year, you're going to get paid more. If you work less, you're going to get paid less. It's not rocket science. It drives me crazy how people who ignore simple logic like this. If a male doctor works 500 hours less than a female doctor, he's going to make less than she does, and vice versa. And if you dig into the data, it could be the case that she makes more per hour than he does, which is the relevant factor here, the relevant number. If she chooses to work 10 fewer hours per week, she's going to get paid less. If he chooses to work 10 hours less per week, he's going to get paid less. Nobody did anything wrong. Nobody was discriminated against. And in the year-end paycheck, it's going to show that those numbers are reflected in how they worked each week. Many people will always find something to complain about. I just don't understand that mindset. They'd be much happier if they realized things are not as bad as they imagine. Well, that does it for today, people. Have a great day. Please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode of The Rich and Rob Show. Cheers!